for whatever reason you find it almost impossible to break beyond a certain level. For whatever reason, it might be like you've been studying for a while and you feel like your Chinese language skills have just kind of plateaued, you know, like they're not going anywhere.
Yes.
Reach a certain point, you can't go any higher. You feel like that, or you might feel like you just can't understand why people can't understand you. You know, you think your pronunciation is okay, you think, but you're always finding people correcting you.
Yeah, I know that feeling, because a few years ago, I don't speak English, I only speak Chinglish.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing. But I think something like that, though, it's kind of an ongoing thing. You will find yourself, for me anyway, it was almost like an overnight thing where I could hear myself speaking, and I was saying, oh, that's why it's wrong. You know, the pronunciation is wrong. Even though at the time I would say, no, it's the same. But obviously it wasn't the same because people couldn't understand me. So I found that process a little bit frustrating. But
Did you learn it all by yourself, or you went to some training classes?
At the beginning I learned by myself. I also had some friends who would help me. And then later on I went to university in BLCU, which is Beijing Language and Cultural University in Beijing.
How do you find your college life there?
The first year was very good because I already had a fairly strong foundation in Chinese by the time I started. So I found college good for the first year. By the second year, it became quite repetitious. It was pretty much the same as the first year.
I know.
So I spent less and less time in the classroom and more time outside. And by the third year, well, that was the year I was writing a thesis. And that was, well, you weren't in the classrooms often for that. So I would recommend, though, for somebody who likes learning by rote, by basically repeating, a language class, a language course, rather than university. First of all, it's cheaper, and also smaller classes, and I think it's a more effective way of learning the language.
I showed my friends one of your videos. You were acting crosstalk.
Yeah.
In a video, and all my friends think you are a genius.
Oh, stop.
Where did you learn that?
The crosstalk?
Yeah, crosstalk.
Crosstalk was learned with a teacher called Ding Guangquan. And
he's quite famous in China.
Yeah, he is. It's a household name. And basically, he specialized in crosstalk, particularly with foreign students. And through a chance meeting with him, I was able to join his troupe, if you like.
Troupe.
Ding Guang Tuan.
Oh, okay.
Ding Guang Tuan. And we joined his troupe, and basically he would teach us the elements of crosstalk, Chinese-style comic dialogue. And that was a very good training ground for learning to speak in public, and also to speak clearer, and to really work on pronunciation, and also to improve your historical knowledge, which can help greatly later on when you're learning. Because when you're learning, especially Chinese, it's an interesting language. Expressions, for example, that you might learn in Chinese, you can learn them two ways. If you just learn them by repeating, you learn an expression like mama hu hu, for example, would be the easiest one, you know. And you say, oh yeah, that's easy. It's just like horse, horse, tiger, tiger. And you learn that and you say, okay, that means kind of so-so. But then you learn the story behind it.
Yeah.
Because all of these expressions have stories to them.
Yes.
Like, you know, local legend or historic. Some of them are historically accurate. Some of them are just based on mythical characters. But if you learn the story to it, you'll never forget that phrase.
Yes, that's true.
Because you know why it's mama hu and why it's not, say, mama 熊猫 或者什么的. There's a reason for it, you know. It's got logic to it. So when you learn the historical background to expressions and to certain characters as well, it makes it a lot easier to learn new information, to process new information, and most importantly, to retain it, to remember it, and not just learn it once and then forget it.
Yeah, crosstalk is the best way to learn, to know about the story behind the language.
That's right.
Yes. And then you started to work with the media in China, right?
Yes.
How? I mean, how did you start it?
But again, through probably Mr. Ding, we were traveling around doing these TV shows, and I think the very first TV show I worked on was for a children's channel, and they had seen me perform crosstalk on another show, and it just happened they were looking for Chinese-speaking foreign presenters. And they asked if I would be interested in trying out for it.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity.
Yeah, it was actually. And again, that's just one of the examples of these chance opportunities that have come my way. So yeah, that's basically how it happened. Just they had seen me on TV and asked if I'd be interested in working with them on a new TV show for kids. And I said, yeah, great, let's try
Yeah,
it.
great.
And then I found out that it was a very difficult job.
Yes, that is definitely a big jump from an international student to a presenter in the most popular radio station in China. Well, we are running out of time this week. Hey, folks, tune in our program next Tuesday to know more tips from Risteard on working and living in China. Now, let's firstly enjoy the song Non-Chunks from Jay Chou. You should know him if you watch the movie The Green Hornet. He takes on a role previously played by Bruce Lee, and because he's also one of the most popular Chinese singers, this song has been used as the ending music of the movie The Green Hornet. Enjoy the song and see you soon in the language class. Today we have a professional Chinese teacher here.
少点的烟味，明白隔壁是过树冠，店里面的妈妈桑擦的有3段，叫拳脚武士老板练铁砂掌耍呀加强，印尼是空腹最擅长，金铜罩铁虎山，他们是我习惯，从小就耳濡目染，什么刀剑棍棒我都耍的有模有样，什么兵器最喜欢双截棍，柔中带刚，想要去河南嵩山学少林跟武当，呼吸吐纳心自在，骑乘难免手心开。日行千里心下来，飞檐走壁莫奇怪，去就来。嘿，干嘛不向前一起左勾拳右勾拳，一句惹毛我的人有危险。一再重演一根我不抽的烟，一放好多年，他一直在身边。怎么该？我打开任督二脉，东洋兵分的招牌，已被我一脚踢开。不是用双截棍，不是用双截棍，习武之人切记，忍者无敌，是谁在练太极？水起，快是用双截棍，快是用双截棍，如果我有经过被人作弊，为人根治不去，一身正气。当然儿子我习惯从小就耳濡目染，什么刀将个棍棒我都耍得有模有样。新人记最喜欢双截棍，龙常带刚，想要去河南上山学少林跟武当。
Folks, you are still listening to Hello China. I'm Tian. Hope you like the song just now. And as I said just now, we have a professional Chinese teacher here. Hi, Xiaodong.
Hi.
How long have you been teaching in Ireland?
I've been teaching in Ireland for 3 years and a few months.
Well, quite a long time. I guess you must have a lot of students here.
Yeah, I have a lot of teaching experience, teaching different groups. I taught For evening class, I taught for secondary schools and also at universities. Among all these, actually, I still think the most interesting experience should be the evening class because all students came with great interest and they're all like working and they don't really have time during day, so they just came to the class after work. And they have just really enthusiastic in Chinese language and the culture. So I think it's great fun for me as well to know different people from different backgrounds and learn a lot.
Yeah, that's good. I think the evening class is really a good idea because one of my friends, he's planning to go to China in the future and teach English in China. And he really wants to learn some Chinese now, but he just don't have the time.
You should come to my class, you know.
Yes. Anyway, today we have one of your students here in the studio. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Tian.
And Xiaodong, you are going to teach him some Chinese.
Actually, his Chinese is very good already. I guess we can just be cooperating with each other and teach some Chinese.
She has to say that because she's my teacher.
Okay.
No, you are very good. Anyway, so today, Sam, what do you think we should teach everyone? Maybe something practical.
Yeah, something practical. I think maybe if you are looking to go have something to eat while you're visiting China, I mean, it's one of those things, you mightn't realize it until you try to do it, but it's very scary when you don't even know how to order food. So
Eat.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah, I think so. So basically, one most important word you need to know is how to say I want. How do you say want? So, Sam, how do you say I want?
The word for want is yao.
Very good.
So,
Yao.
in order to say I want, I would say 我要.
我要. Yes, very good.
And this will be the basis of basically every question you're going to ask.
Yes. So, what Sam just introduced to everyone, 我 as in I and 要 as in want. So when you want something, for example, we just use English word here to introduce 我要 chocolate. What does that mean, Sam?
I want chocolate.
Very good. So let's just say that in the Chinese version, 我要巧克力. What's that?
I want chocolate.
Very good. So some Chinese words are quite easy to understand because they sound exactly like English.
It's definitely, they've just been phonetically translated, so.
Yeah. Do you know any word exact like English?
Well, one good example is coffee, which is just cafe.
Cafe. Very good. And also another very interesting one is 可乐. What is 可乐, Sam?
Well, as you might guess, it's cola.
Yes, very good. So any basically cola drink, it's Pepsi, it's Coca-Cola, or 可乐. Okay.
If you want specifically Coca-Cola and not Pepsi, you have to ask for Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, yes, very good. And so let's just imagine we're in this kind of scenario in a shop. How do you say, I want Coca-Cola, Sam?
我要可可乐.
Very good. Just put 我要, I want, and the thing you want to buy, for example, 可口可乐. And then this whole sentence means I want some Coca-Cola.
Easy.
Okay, Sam, how did you find her teaching? You went to her class, right?
Yeah, I've been to Xiaodong's class as a teacher. No, she's brilliant, actually. Very, very patient and understanding. And it's really important when learning a foreign language to have a teacher that really understands where you're coming from and what it is you're trying to communicate. And in that way, Xiaodong can really help you.
Yeah,
because obviously her English is excellent.
Yeah.
So if there's any translation needed, it's very useful. And it's a lot less intimidating if you're going to a class with someone like Xiaodong who speaks English. So it makes the experience easier.
Okay. Anyway, we are running out of time this week. And for more queries about learning Chinese, just send us an email at hellochina@dublincityfm.ie. And see you next week. That's all for today. Good night.